Yo, what up? It's your boy Rush back again with a couple of creative techniques. Just a couple of things. I'm playing with just playing with different ideas, uh, different things you could treat a sample, effects you could use to treat samples with. Uh, I use a little distortion, maybe some filter sweeps and stuff like that on a sample, just to give it a different texture, just to give it a different sound, maybe change the vibe and the direction of the sample. So what I'm going to use is the Eagles, Hotel California. Not too many people sampled this record. I think Frank Ocean used it recently, and then maybe 112. But outside of that, I'm not sure of too many records that use this. But anyway, Hotel California, it's a cool sample. Let's get into it. So this is the clean loop, and I didn't want to stick with the clean loop, so I just totally dirtied it up with some distortion from the line 6. And it just adds this really just grimy sort of just a bit crush type of quality to the sample. So maybe that's another way that you could take a sample and just kind of completely change it into something else. Cool. So let's check out some of the drums now. As you can tell, a lot of the kicks are layered. I doubled up on the 808 and squashed one with a really heavy compression just to give it a bigger sound. Played the 808s through with the NNXT. It's easier to play pitched 808s. As you could probably tell if you've ever tried to play them on an MPC or on a drum pads on a controller. It just gives you a better feel if you could just play it with the keyboard. Cool. So on the snares, I went for this drumline type of sound for the drums. So let me jump over to that page real quick so you can check it out. So as you can see, I'm using the mute A button to cancel the drums. When I play 5 and 8, they cancel each other out, so they won't play at the same time. So every time I hit one, the other one cuts off. So that makes up for the fact that that sample for that roll is not exactly the same tempo. But it does sound kind of natural. This is the actual pattern of the track. So I'm going to let it play from here and then just get into some of the other sounds and let you hear the idea of the track. So I'm going to bring in some of the other stuff here now. So really I'm just covering some of the creative techniques, not really the mixing and that sort of thing right now. I'll do that in another tutorial. And this is just basically just to give you a rough idea of some of the creative ideas that went into the track. All the voices and horns are all stock Reason sounds, an orchestra refill. Obviously, if you have Reason, you have those sounds. So, get out. Okay, yeah, let's check out that. That's just a synth. That's a Subtractor synth. Cool little sound. So it's just something, just turn around at the end of the chorus. So you can probably hear the sample is changed and it's got like a filter sweep on top of it. The let me find that sound, and I'll solo it so we can check it out. It's basically I just automated the filter in the actual sample. I think this is I made this a Rex file. No, this is just a track. So yeah, I did make this a Rex file. So then what I did is right here I just added a filter and just started playing with the filters just to give it a little bit more texture in the second half of the track. And then you see in the automation, it just flips right back. So I let this ride out. And what I did is I changed the melody at the end. I kept the sample the same, but then just played a different melody with the keys, added a different synth element at the end. And the goal was just to try and keep everything interesting, keep something, a new element coming every time, just to keep everything, those are cool things I did at the end. I'll play around with those too. Okay, let's stop right there for a second. Okay, there's a whole lot going on in this track, I know, and it sounds really busy. I didn't really make this with the intention of having somebody do anything over it. It was just kind of a vibe. But there's like a few things creatively that's going on. I'll kind of hang out here really quick. There's my guitar solo is a synth, but the cool thing about it is if you bury it, I buried it just so. It sounds real. So look, there's a couple of things going on. These are a couple of little drums that I added towards the end. And this is a reason, this is in one of the live drums from the Rex drum in the Reason. And basically what I did was I just played with some of the filter. And let's take some of that out really quick so you can check it out. So basically it's just a live drum and it's filtered. I brought the frequency way down and played with the attack and the release, and that basically gives it like this underwater reverse type of vibe. So yeah, listen, I hear a lot of people say Reason sounds are thin or Reason sounds don't really sound that cool. But this is an actual factory Reason refill sound that's in the signature series of the Thor refill, of the Thor patches. And I just say this thing sounds great. Yeah, big up Gordon Reed. That's a crazy sound. All right, so let's get back. I'm gonna pull everything else back in really quick. So now you can hear my cheesy guitar solo. Sounds really whack when it's solo, but when it's inside of the track, it sounds really heavy. I love it. Yeah, I'm a pretty good guitar player. Yeah, Doc. So yeah, and I think the last thing was the synth towards the end. Again, it's just a sine wave out of the subtractor. So that's the cool thing about mixing, is that it provides a space for everything to live and breathe, and it really sounds glued together, and it pretty much falls apart when your mix isn't right, or when you solo something, it's supposed to sound out of place. So check this out. I got another track that I just started working on. I'm just gonna play like a piece of it really quick, so you guys can just let me know what you think about it. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate it. All the feedback and all the questions and all the correspondence, collabs. I'm looking for all of that, you guys. I appreciate it. Let's just create a space, man, where we can all get together and learn and vibe off each other. Thanks a lot. Peace.